Kandi has a big OLG problem. Can she solve it? And how is Philip contributing to that problem? I have some new information that may answer those questions and more right after this. What's up, kinfolk, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, do me a favor and subscribe. And if you already are subscribed, do me a favor and get notified, so you'll know whenever I upload new videos to the channel. Alright, kinfolk, come on into the house. We have a lot to talk about, and it centers around Kandi's big OLG problem and how Philip contributes to that problem. What do I mean? Well, here it goes. So, kinfolk, these last few episodes of Kandi and the Gang have been 1, very exciting, 2, easy to watch, and 3, very addictive. And I think that it's like that because Kandi has this really big ensemble cast. And there are storylines and plots everywhere you turn. And I think that's what's so refreshing about Kandi and the Gang, is because we haven't seen this many storylines intertwined by one entity, being like a restaurant or a person, in quite some time. And so it makes it fun to watch, and it gives you a lot of diversity in characters and storylines and plots. But kinfolk, what I want to talk to you guys about is Kandi's big OLG problem. And I began to notice this problem when Brian was suspended from OLG. And when Kandi sat down with, I think it was Don Juan, Philip, and Todd. Philip and Todd were kind of on the same page with Brian needs to go. And they were very adamant about Brian leaving and being terminated. And you can tell Kandi was getting very frustrated by that conversation and that thought and that thinking, which led me to understand Kandi's big OLG problem. And that problem is this: Kandi runs that restaurant as a family business, which it is, and also she runs it in a family-oriented way. It's very family first. It's very, you just don't kick family to the curb over one mistake or two mistakes. It's very, this is family. We must teach them, uplift them. We must be their confidence, someone they can confide, their confidant, someone they can confide in. We must be that shoulder they can lean on. And we also must be that person who understands that we can look past their faults and see the good in them. And that's all perfect and fine. The issue is that type of thinking is not shared with Todd and Philip and sometimes Don Juan. And that creates a lot of conflict. And it creates conflict in the way that the way OLG is being, is how it's running and how it's operating. When you're Kandi, who's the owner and operator, and you're leading from a place of love and family, your process, your procedures, your protocols, your rules, and your consequences also have to be steeped in family-oriented thinking and nurturing. It can't just be, okay, we're a family, we all in this together, we're going to give you another chance, we believe in you, we see the good in you, and you're saying that thing, but then when one of the family members get into trouble or makes a mistake, you have people in management ready to kick them to the curb like they're not family, like they're just some regular people on the street. And then that is where the conflict comes in a lot. And you have to be able to find a delicate balance. Something I think Kandi, she struggles with a little bit. You have to find a delicate balance of, this is family, but this is still business. But I do believe that Kandi's approach is the best approach. And you can even see it by Brian when they were at the team building exercise event. And Brian said, Philip is not necessarily family right now. He lives across the street, or he's like that distant cousin or something like that to the effect. And I understood what Brian was saying. OLG is built as a family restaurant, family owned and operated. So when they probably first opened up with the original staff, they probably came in with that ideology and that culture already in place. This is family. You see a lot of that in the way Chandrika approaches everyone, how she's very comfortable with talking about issues with what's going on in OLG. And she even made that analogy. She said, OLG is like that family member that you get into with it sometimes, but you can't leave them because they're family. And so that is the type of environment that Kandi has built. Great. It's okay. But she has to also make sure that family-oriented thinking is reflected in every aspect of the restaurant, and not just in the aspects in which she thinks they can work for at the moment. It has to be very consistent thinking across the board. And next up, kinfolk, I want to talk to you about how I see how Philip contributes to this problem. Now, I will say Philip is warming up to the crew. He had a lot of fun, we could tell, at the team building exercise event. And, I think he's opening up more and realizing he doesn't have to be so hard on the staff in order to get them to come together and do their jobs. But the way Philip is contributing to this issue and the problems at OLG is nothing that he is doing per se, and is really out of his control. But when the episode when Kandi and Todd made the comment that Philip oversees all of their restaurants and does consulting for all of their restaurants, I began to understand that Philip may be stretched a little too thin. And when you stretch a little bit too thin, you tend to compartmentalize. I can't say that word for nothing. You tend to box off people and box off each restaurant. Okay, I have to do this restaurant and handle this restaurant today. I go here, do this at this restaurant, and I go here and do this at this restaurant. And you're missing like that humanistic side to getting to know your staff, getting to know the individuals who work in there, and letting them in on your personality. All you see is get this done here, get this done there, and get this done there. And when Blaze was having a lot of those issues with code violations, I think it's because Philip probably had a lot on his plate. I do think he's good at his job, and I think that's why Kandi and Todd probably have put a lot on his plate. They figure, well, if he can get Blaze together, then he can get OLG 1 and OLG 2 together as well. Only thing is that he's a one-man army, and he can't do it all by himself. And so I think that's why they had those code violations and things like that, because, it's almost so many hours in a day. Philip probably had in his mind, let me fix the ice machine at Blaze. And once he got his day started, he probably got it confused and said, let me fix the ice machine at OLG 2. And forgot all about the ice machine being broken at Blaze. So I think that's how he may be contributing to some of the issues that OLG may be having, or some of the issues that they're having with like their code violations. I'm not putting it all on him. I'm not saying he is the main reason. I'm not saying he's even doing it intentionally. I think that he has a lot on his plate, and I think that Kandi and Todd really do need to focus more so on also finding other restaurant managers who they feel very confident in and don't mind giving a lot of responsibilities to, because they know they're going to get it done. I see a lot with Brandon and how he is doing as a manager at OLG. His management is his thing. He is a very middle management person. However, I think that with Brandon and the way he operates as a leader, Kandi and Todd really shouldn't give him a lot of responsibilities that require him to be the sole decision maker. I think if anything, he should be the point person, like, hey, we got to get this, and this done. Go give a message to the troops. Let them get it done. If you have any problems, we have to make a decision about something. Take it to Philip, or you take it to Don Juan, or if at last bet, just bring to Kandi and Todd. Brandon's not good at making decision making, and he's not very analytical when it comes to that, which is kind of odd because I think he said he's a Virgo, and Virgos are known to be very analytical thinking people. But kinfolk, I want to know, do you guys agree with my assessment of the big problem at OLG and how they probably can fix it? If so, let me see what you think in the comment section below. Alright, kinfolk, as always, if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys over on the next one. Peace.